making a DC game. Let's fucking go. Hey, everybody, and peace out. Welcome to League of DC. I'm your host, Taladia Plays. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome, Lawrence, of course. But before we start, obviously, I got to bring my co-host in. Let's do this, baby. Let's introduce him. I know him as Jared. You know him as Comics League. Let's bring him in.
Hello there!
Hello there. And before we talk about everything, we got to do our DC intro.
I really hope that's the actual intro because that is so
Yeah, that is so dope, right? Yeah.
that is so good.
Yes. Did you DM me? Yeah, you did. Okay,
I did,
cool.
I gotcha.
Okay, cool. Where is it? Just go. Give me a second, guys.
So
And then-
while Taladia does his thing, I just wanted to show off. I finally have the last of my Trinity Hot Toys. I got BVS Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So the collection is now complete.
Yes. Perfect.
And it looks exactly like Gal Gadot. It is haunting how Hot Toys gets this so right.
Yes. Okay. So. Okay. Just got J Heats up now. Okay. Cool. Welcome on in, Lawrence. Fire. Yes. Fire. Definitely. So we'll kick things off as always. We're on that road to 1K subs, guys, on YouTube. We're at least 10, 11 away from to 1K, to 300 subs, I should say. We're on that road to 1K because I want to reach 1K by the end of this year, guys, and help me get monetize the channel and, give you banger videos, banger content, give you tons of stuff to talk about. So, why don't we kick it off with the Flash?
All right.
All right, let's kick it off with the Flash. Lawrence says he hasn't got money for Hot Toys, but I got money for Comic Con.
You got your priorities straight, and yes, I do concur, Lawrence.
Yeah, so the Flash trailer dropped. What did you think?
I loved it.
I loved it too. I still can't believe it. I still could not believe it.
That this movie's coming out?
No, how cool this looks.
Yes, that scene where Barry and other Barry, their boots touch and they see the lightning shoot out. I was like, oh!
Lawrence says he thought it was garbage.
Oh, Lawrence, come on.
I thought it was good. I thought it was a really good trailer because, like, I grew up with Michael Keaton's Batman, right? Because it was around about the same time as Batman the Animated Series, and furthermore, it was they had it on replay, 1989 and 1992's Batman on replay on TV. So I'm from that era. But the Keaton suit, oh my god, he actually glides.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, and he basically Arkham Knights all those terrorists. And I was like, oh yes, yes.
I was playing Arkham Knight earlier. I was just like, you know what? Lawrence says, I thought it was going to be garbage. It was awesome, but I forgot to add some words.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But for me, it was awesome to see the Flash ring. Very interesting how they did how it rotates. Definitely interesting. Ben Affleck as Batman kills it for me.
Oh boy, and he's in the gray and blue suit. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
With the gold belt. So he's in the Neil Adams suit, baby.
Yes. And That's what really interests me is the flying foxes in this too.
Yes, and it was kind of funny is that, and according to Syl, at that moment when he's talking to Barry, he says, "Well, you went back in time and saved everyone." So I was right when I said the Snyderverse will be made, the Snyder Cut will be made the canon cut of Justice League. So there you go.
Yep, Snyder Cut is canon, but they do show Sasha Calle's Supergirl.
Which, oh my gosh,
Man of
that
Steel
was
vibes. Man of Steel vibes. That's all I can say.
the part where Michael Keaton has his fist up, he lowers it, and there's Kara just floating there like she's freaking Brightburn, and it's like, yes, he is a big fan of the
Yes, he
Snyderverse.
is.
Yes,
He is a big fan of the
clearly,
Snyder.
because this is giving me Snyderverse vibes. We even have the Man of Steel like Black Zero event happening, and we have like we see Michael Shannon back as Zod. Dude.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
It just looks so badass. And Keaton, I didn't grow up on Keaton, but when I watched it, I was like, okay, we now have the two best. Think about it this way, Taladia, we're getting the two best Batmen in one movie.
And furthermore, we're getting more.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I have a theory that they will put back in all the cameos that was supposed to be in The Flash, including Cavill, just as a means to like say goodbye as it ends. They'll have a shot of like Cavill flying with a Kara that'll end the universe, and then move on to James Gunn's thing.
Yeah, because it's the reset after this.
Yeah.
After the Flash. But what really intrigues me is the Flash trailer was the most watched trailer of the whole Super Bowl.
Yes.
It beat Guardians 3.
It beat Marvel. You know it's bad when the DCEU is beating Marvel.
That's how bad. Probably James Gunn is probably looking at himself like, oh my god. We put out a trailer that for the Flash, which I'm excited for, and then we put out my trailer, and my trailer doesn't do well.
Yeah, because we're in a world where people were burnt by Phase 4. If Phase 4 hadn't happened, I think the Marvel trailer would have done better. But Phase 4 was like, we don't care about the MCU anymore. Where DC is like, okay, we're gonna basically reference and canonize the version of these characters that people really like before we decanonize it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not decanonize it before we move on to another universe.
The cool thing about the Flash, though, is the actual I would say the two Barrys, right? Mm-hmm. One of them is blue, one of them is in yellow, right? I think the yellow one is the Snyderverse one, and the one in the blue is the one that's from the alternate universe.
And I have a theory that the yellow lightning is just a filter from the suit, because you notice the suit glows yellow. In other words, our Barry still has the blue lightning. It's just being shown as yellow because of the suit.
Yeah, that's what I'm theorizing.
That's the only logical way to explain why his color lightning changes.
Exactly. But you know, oh my god, Lawrence says he watches the trailer 5 times a day.
That's a good way to. I'm the dude that watched the Snyder Cut for the 12th time.
We were gonna watch the Snyder Cut last week, but we watched Army of Thieves last week. Really fun.
That's a great movie. I love that movie.
So, but yeah, just like the Flash trailer, like I'm not gonna do a reaction. I was gonna do it, but then I said no, because after what happened with the copyright claim situation for the Black Adam, I was just like, no, not worth my time. I'm not getting another copyright claim for that. Instead, I can talk about the trailer. So it kicks off, right? Barry goes back. You see how little Barry running, and then the timing changes, the scenario in the back. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, there's so many cool shots in the trailer, like where he's running up the building and the camera transitions with him.
Yeah, transition.
I was like, oh, this is so visually. This movie looks freaking amazing. Oh, and the closet opens and you see like all the different Keaton suits.
Oh, you know what,
dude?
It had all the eras.
Yes. It had the 89 and it had the return suit. Then apparently Keaton has his own nightmare suit.
He has a submarine suit. I saw a Film Junkie post on YouTube,
I love Dave. He's cool.
and he has like all the suits up, and
Hmm.
like one of them was like the Batman 66 logo.
Yeah.
The other one had the 1989, 1992, and then but he still has the 89 suit, which is damaged. I'm just like, wait a minute, didn't he get rid of that suit?
Hmm.
Like, didn't he get rid of the 89 suit
Well, it could
technically?
be he keeps it there as a reminder of like past battles because that is something a Batman does.
Yeah, the 1992 suit though, he had too many of those. The return suit,
True.
right? He
Hmm.
had so many of those, so I wonder why. Uh, but I think the Flash Batman suit is a mixture of the 92 and the Batman Triumphant film that got cancelled
Hmm.
years ago. I think that's the suit that they're gone with.
Hmm.
That's what I'm thinking.
Nice.
Because if you think about it, there was no mention of a yellow belt on the suit. It was black belt.
Yeah, and that's another one. Keaton has a gray and blue suit, has basically a Neil Adams suit, and I'm like, okay, it's showing that it can look good in live action.
Yes. So it shows for a 60, 70-year-old Batman. He can still pull it off with the CGI effect.
And in the half a minute Super Bowl ad where Barry pulls off the covering of the Batmobile, then everyone's
Oh,
like, "Oh, by the way, when Batman first shows up, and then you hear a modernized version of the '89 theme, I was like,
oh,
oh yes, thank you,
goosebumps. I got goosebumps from that.
dude." And then when he Arkham Knights those people, and you hear dun dun dun, dun I'm like, yes.
Yes. This is what we needed. An 89 theme coming back. You know what? I'm gonna play Arkham Knight tonight. I don't care. I'm gonna mod my
with
game up there.
with the '89 suit and Batmobile because you could do that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna like play Batman Arkham Knight on PC. I'm gonna see if there's a 1992 mod of the skin, or even the Flash film. If somebody's posted a Flash suit of the Flash Batman suit
Mhm.
online. If somebody has modded it already, you know somebody's
You
gonna
have
make
the
it good.
'89 suit in Arkham. It,
In
it, it
Yeah,
exists.
you don't have the 92 though. That's the
Oh
problem.
yeah. I wish that they would just keep updating.
Yes.
At least put in like the more modern bat suits into Arkham Knight. Just do that at least because I'm like, I want to play as Pattinson. I want to use the tactical bat suit from Batman from Justice League. I want to use the Nightmare suit. I want to use the Keaton suit in this, but no, you can't because they don't update. They don't release like DLC for that. Whereas Spider-Man, they kept that going long into the
Uh,
future.
well, after they kept it going because it was under remaster.
Hmm. True. How about a remaster of Arkham Knight? That'd be nice.
You know what? Imagine if when because we were talking about this next on next topic is Suicide Squad Killer Justice League, and they have a Arkham Knight remaster.
If they do that and then they add in all the different bat suits, yep, you got me. You got me.
You got me, yeah, you got me sold. So imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about it because
Yeah.
we talked enough about the Flash. I think so. Good 13 minutes there. Uh, all right, where is it? Where's the banner? Suicide Squad Killer Justice League. Yes, Suicide Squad Killer Justice League is gonna have comic tie-ins to the video game
Which
prequel
most
tie.
stuff is having comic tie-ins now, which I'm happy for because it encourages people to buy the comics.
Yes, and but they look really cool comic tie-ins, especially the cover variants,
Mm-hmm. Looks pretty cool.
especially the King Shark one biting the head of Victor Zaz.
Mm-hmm.
Have
Yeah,
you
I
seen
love
that
that.
one?
Yes, yes. And I'm like, yeah, kill all these fools. I don't care.
Yeah, so we're like 3 months away from the game being released. The marketing is started up now, right? Do you think, because we're talking about the game here, do you think they're gonna do some big things for Arkham Knight? That's the big question.
That is a
Because
good
they
question. Because
because they
honestly,
retconned because they retconned the game.
I mean,
universe, I should say.
well, let me put it to you this way: it would be good marketing because if this isn't the Arkham thing, and like this movie comes out, this game comes out, and it's like, if we do a remaster of this, it'd be good marketing for this game too, because this game is a direct sequel to Arkham Knight. So it's like, hey, if you want to get caught up on like what happened previously, you could just go do this, and then they can add in all the modern stuff that we want, like the Pattinson suit and mobile and stuff.
Yeah, the Pattinson mobile, the
The Justice League Batmobile with the big ass artillery cannon, and maybe they can have that be playable during the actual game because it has an artillery cannon.
yeah, and even having the Arkham, the Suicide Squad Killer Justice League new Batman suit,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a different suit in
Yeah.
Suicide Squad Killer Justice League. Imagine if they added that in there.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. And
that'd be-
then that suit has like purple eyes. It again shows the one that's being controlled by Brainiac. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, the comic tie-in comes out pretty soon. Let me just double check when does it come out. It's a 5-issue, by the way. It is
think
5
so.
issues. It's 5 issues. Let me double check because I got it in my.
I think it's 5 issues.
Yeah, I think so.
It says, hang on, let me.
Yeah, 5 issues
All right.
with different variants. First, obviously, there's King Shark as the first variant. Harley Quinn.
One.
Harley Quinn with the team at the back. There is the Arkham Asylum one.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
With the Neil Adams Batman look. If
Mm-hmm.
you see that on, like, I can see it on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the 1989 Batman symbol. What's it called? Bat signal at the back, and then the Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't tell you when it's released. That's the problem.
Let me see. Says, oh, and you will have a code for like in-game cosmetic stuff. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I wonder what they're going to do for that.
I think it's going to be like skins and.
Oh, and here it is. It says May 26th is when the first issue is going to be released.
Wait.
Actually, no. That's the game. On Friday, DC announced the first issue. The 5 issue will dive into some events that take place before the comic. And
nice, Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go on.
I'm trying to see exactly when it says it's gonna be released. Okay, hang on. So, number 1 arrives May 30th.
Wait, so it's coming after?
It's coming out after the game gets released, which is an interesting choice.
Yeah, because normally they do the prequel comics before the game comes out. Normally,
I know. I guess to see where this is all going.
But the cosmetic stuff, I think we're gonna get like guns and outfits and.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I reckon one of the skins will be a Harley Quinn from the animated series.
Oh, I know that. One of the skins will be the movie Deadshot.
Yeah.
Probably. And one of them could be like, let's see what else. King Shark from the Suicide Squad.
Oh, yes.
And emote as he goes, hand.
Yeah. I can see that,
Yeah.
And I can also see like Captain Boomerang skins as well from Suicide Squad.
He has a unicorn like clip to his belt.
Yes. And like he has what does he have? Oh, and like he has a proper like Captain Boomerang, a comic accurate maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
But when the game comes out, guys, I will be streaming it, and if the game is crossplay, myself, Jared, and Chris will be live streaming it
for
sure. We'll be setting up a
I
date.
call Deadshot.
I call Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, King Shark. King Shark is the one to go for
King Shark is a shark.
because he's a bruiserweight.
Mm-hmm.
So like we'll probably even get you guys involved on that. So like I said, Suicide Squad Killer Justice League is a great game. Looking forward to seeing as part of the Arkhamverse. It's pretty much the last appearance of Kevin Conroy, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. It would
That
be cool, by the way, is if in this game it includes a horde mode.
what do you mean, like a horde mode?
Like a mode where, like basically a wave survival game mode separate from the campaign, where it's like they put you in an arena and you survive against wave after wave of like progressively harder enemies.
Yes.
That'd be pretty. I think that'd be pretty cool and encourage more co-op. And then the progression carries over. So if you're having trouble with the story, you can just hop in and do a couple of waves, level up, and then go back into the story. Assuming that the like leveling system carries over into the campaign. I really hope it doesn't.
Yeah, I hope so. But I hope they remaster. I hope they remaster Arkham Knight just for the sake of Suicide Squad.
Yes, they should.
And it would make sense.
Plus the fact Arkham Knight is a very popular game, so
yes, it's very popular. It's still popular now. It's on sale, guys. If you haven't got Batman Arkham, what are you guys doing? Get it now. It's on sale on Steam. There's 90% off on Steam, and it's 70% off on PlayStation.
You can play as Batfleck.
Yes, you can play as Batfleck
in the BVS Batmobile. So enjoy that.
In the BVS suit as well.
Mm-hmm. The BVS suit. The only one that I wish they added in there was the Nightmare suit. That would be dope.
Yeah. Lawrence says he bought the game for $6.
Yeah, it's really it's dirt cheap right now.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap, especially considering it's Bruce Wayne's birthday today.
Yeah.
So if you guys
didn't just think in 11 years, Bruce Wayne's going to go through a very traumatic experience.
Yes. So we'll move on swiftly. We're going to talk about Trending Day, which recently happened for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Snyder sells ZSJL to Netflix,
which we mean license, but
license. Yeah.
I think the hashtag should have been licensed though, because because a lot of people think we actually do mean sell.
Yeah. But we don't mean to sell it. We mean to license it.
But it should have been licensed.
But it made a lot of noise, though. It made at least 300K at max.
Which I'm like, you can't tell me that Netflix did not notice that.
I made a video. I tagged Jared in one of my tweets. He still never did his. Did you? I tagged you.
I did tweets about it.
No, I tweeted you because the Bat channel made a video, right?
Yeah.
Personal video. Then and then I got tagged into doing one by Batman Thoughts.
Well, you did it when I was working, and then I got off at midnight when it was already over.
Okay. But it was still fun.
What I did do, though, is I did watch Zack Snyder's Justice League for the 12th time.
We watched Army of Thieves and Army of the Dead. We raised money, by the way, for Army of Dead. We raised a lot of money on that stream. So I appreciate everyone that came out to that stream on the Bat channel, where myself, Corey, Trey, so many other different Zod, and we had Skywalker show up. There's so many good people to show up for that show, and but we tried, right? And if Netflix sees it, great. If Netflix doesn't do anything, then we tried. That's the best way.
Let me put it this way, and this is what I've always said a lot, is that if Rebel Moon is coming out at the end of this year, which I'm super excited for. If that does gangbusters for Netflix, because remember, Zach pretty much has full freedom at Netflix with Rebel Moon. If that comes out, and then Netflix sees like there's a demand for stuff that specifically was first off with Zack Snyder and his DC content, they could go to Warner Brothers and saying, "Hey, how would you feel about licensing the content to us?" Now, they can decide who takes up which cost, because it doesn't have, because Netflix does not have to have the entire bill. So what they could do is just say, hey, we'll handle some of the costs, you'll handle some of the costs, we'll put it on Netflix for 2 movies, just wrap it up, you're done. Or they split those 2 movies up into a 2-season miniseries.
1 second. I just got a message from Chris. It's about the podcast. 1 second.
Yeah.
But tell him about the situation.
But yeah, so it's essentially what could very well happen. Rebel Moon comes out, it does gangbusters, and then Netflix decides, hey, listen, Zack Snyder has been doing very well for us on Netflix. It's been bringing attention to Netflix. We give him creative freedom, and he's right there, because they basically told him money's not an object. Do whatever you want. So what could happen is that they'll cut or make it animated, but I'm talking about there is a path for it to be live action, which what happens is after Rebel Moon comes out and does gangbusters, because remember, Rebel Moon is live action. So that comes out, that does gangbusters, and then Netflix is encouraged to, by like our trending or like whatever, to approach Warner Brothers and say, hey, the fans have been campaigning for this, and we want more Zack Snyder content. Would you be opposed to us release? Because here's the thing. Some people, so James Gunn came out and said that like Zack hasn't expressed any interest and Netflix hasn't any interest. But my question is, have you actually brought this up to Zack and or Netflix? Have you done? Because what sounds like is that the conversation never came up. So what I'm just saying is that this starts the conversation.
But like, because we're talking about the share, like we've seen Jay Oliva, right, talk about it, right, on Twitter, and like, yeah, I get where he's coming from. I understand it, like from a business standpoint, costs so much money to do this, but if you can't do it, at least do it as an animation, at least the minimum,
or as a comic. But here's the other thing: what he's like, what I think he's respectfully, what I think Jay Oliva is missing, because Nick and I had the cover artist for Screecher on our on Comics League.
Yeah,
and this is a dude that's very connected to the entertainment industry, and he said there were people that were adamant, people in the know were adamant that the Snyder Cut would never be released. That it was just too like logistically impossible. We all know what happened with that. So never say anything's impossible, because as we saw, and plus, let's not forget, David Zaslav has been doing a lot of stuff that makes no sense, like canceling Batgirl when it's almost done. So at this
and then
point,
the Batgirl actress coming out and saying, "Oh well, it was incredible."
Well, she's biased, but my point is, a lot of stuff has been happening recently that I'm like, you really can't rule anything out at this point. Plus the fact he's assuming that all the bill would go to Netflix, which that could very well happen. That could very well not happen, and they could say, we'll do the licensing thing. You guys pay the actors. We're good to go.
Yeah, definitely. I also
the Batman, tell me, Jay Oliva, do you bleed? That's not. I don't think that's the right message to have. I get what you're going for, but it's like, nah, nothing is impossible in the DC. Yeah, exactly. The Snyder Cut coming out.
Anything is possible with
the Snyder Cut coming out is like, nope, do not say it could never happen, because we all know what happened with that DVD over there on my shelf.
Yeah, and furthermore, we've seen it like cuts.
These came out because of that.
Yeah. You guys can see, he's got Hot Toys. Makes me jealous.
All the I have the McFarlane Zack Snyder Justice League thing. The point is, do not say this can't happen, because literally there were all the connected people in Hollywood, all the people that would be able to know this, were saying the Snyder Cut is never going to come out.
Yeah. Plus, we've seen Forbes talk about the Snyderverse 4 times.
Yes, exactly. And all the times they said, actually, this is the best option, and it could very well happen. In other words, the reliable sources that actually talk about this on a daily basis. Not to say Jay Oliva's not reliable, but I'm saying the independent news agencies that talk about this stuff on a daily basis and the business side of it. If Forbes is telling you it's possible and it's actually a good idea, maybe you want to say, maybe we could try this out.
Yeah. Plus, as well, it's when it comes down to not the Snyderverse, but when it comes down to money, right? Even though Netflix lost last year a lot amount of money, they can make that money back easily.
If they announce that Zack Snyder's Snyderverse is going to be complete exclusively on Netflix, that will bring subscribers.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's DC. And if we're taking James Gunn and Safran on there, they've openly said, yeah, it's fine. We're fine to license certain projects because what it does, it just expands DC. It just expands the audience. That's it. It just puts DC out there more. So I'm like, there's really no reason why it can't happen besides if these places have the will to do it, which I think the will could happen if the Flash and Aquaman do very well, make $1 billion, or close to $1 billion, and Rebel Moon does really well. Because what the Flash and Aquaman doing well says is that these current versions do very well. Because for all we know, they're still taking place in the old timeline. So if the old timeline movies do really well, and then Rebel Moon does well, it could be they say, okay, you know what, just wrap this up and then start your universe. Then we're good to go. There you go. Everyone gets what they want.
But like what James Gunn is saying is like after the Flash, they're resetting it.
But the fact that Aquaman is taking place after the Flash, though, is kind of... I still think they should have reorganized it so the Flash is coming out after Aquaman, because this is just confusing.
Yeah, it's too confusing. Plus, we don't know whether any Batman's going to be in the Aquaman 2 film.
But reportedly, Sill has also indicated that they did screen older cuts of the Flash, too. So we don't know what's going to happen with the Flash either. They could put the Cavill cameo back, for all we know.
Yeah, and as well, we gotta say this, right? If the Snyderverse is restored in a good way, and let's say it's animation format, would you accept it?
Yes, because guess what? If it's on Netflix and they do it in the style of Love, Death, and Robots, that's photoreal, baby. Have you seen Love, Death, and Robots?
No.
Okay, I'm going to pull this up for you so you can see the animation, because when people hear animation, they think like Invincible or something like that, which that could work too, or that Teen Titans Go episode. But I have to show you this. This is animation. Remember, I have to stress this, because when I saw these episodes, I did not know that this was animated. Let me just plug up. There's a specific episode that blew my mind here. Hang on. There's a specific episode here. Hang on. It was the Joe Manganiello episode. Hang on. Okay. I'm going to share my screen real quick. This is the animation style that we could have in Love, Death, and if they do it in like the style of Love, Death, and Robots. So the characters will still look like Henry Cavill. You could have them voiced by the actors and actresses too. It'll still look like it, and it'll still look practically photoreal.
Isn't that what's his name? Joe Manganiello?
Deathstroke. Yeah, that's Deathstroke. Yeah, that's animated.
Wow.
I know. See, this is what's possible at Netflix too. Yes, wow. Thank you, Lawrence. That looked real. When I first saw this episode, I was like, I thought this was an animated show. And then when I see it is, I'm like, yeah, you could have that, but animated.
Yeah. The Batman says Netflix is the future for Snyderverse. WB can do their thing while Zack finishes the story.
And here's the thing, though. Even if they don't do it now, they could still do it in the future. In other words, James Gunn continuing if they say no now, it could still very well happen later once like they build up funds and they build up like of fan stuff because they already said they're doing multiple Elseworlds projects. So they could just say, okay, this is Elseworlds. They can call it DC Black Label, and then just put it on at Netflix, because that's actually a great idea. That's an interesting idea, but do it in this animation style, because I feel like if you do this animation style, it feels less of a compromise as opposed to like doing it purely live action.
Yeah, Lawrence makes a good thing. He says have the Snyderverse be animated universe.
That'd be interesting, and the DC, you could
DCU
still
be the
have
main
the
universe.
DCE, you could still have the DCU be the main universe and just specifically label this Black Label or else. You could have the DC Elseworlds even has a different intro that plays before the movie, just says DC Elseworlds, and then you go into Snyderverse.
And you know what would be cool for the Snyderverse though?
What?
Is to have their Teen Titans.
Yes, but I think at this point we should just be don't ask for like everything to come back. Just ask for two Justice League movies to end the story, and we're done.
Yeah, I've seen people say, "Can we have the Batfleck film, or can we have Man of Steel 2?" No, no, that's too much to ask for.
Too much to ask for at this point. Would I like that? Yes, they could do it as a straight up animated project, but most likely we would just get Justice League Part 2 and 3, and you know what? I'll take it. I will take it, because they can treat those as like Man of Steel 2. Well, in a way, we got Man of Steel 2. It's called Batman versus Superman, but you know what I'm saying there.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, because because you know the Snyderverse animated can make money, right?
Yeah.
Think about what did they do on animation that's so good, so good besides Invincibles?
Well, there's also like Arcane, but also imagine this. You saw how much the Snyder Cut sold out when it was released on DVD, right? Yeah. They could also release it in physical media for people that like that, and you saw what that led to. And it's also more opportunity to make cool stuff like Hot Toys and stuff.
Yeah, definitely Hot Toys for sure. The Batman says Ben might direct the Brave and the Bold.
I'll take that.
We'll take that. This could be good marketing. This can be good marketing. But the fact that like some of the fans are like saying, well, we want Man of Steel 2, the Batman film, I just think they should just focus on 2 and 3.
Just to ask for 2 and 3, because you're asking for way too much, because that will require Affleck and Cavill to be Superman and Batman for way longer than they ever intended to.
Because that was part of the trending day, right? I did the trending day myself. I was part of it.
Me too.
And I said my favorite film was Zack Snyder's Justice League of all time.
Well, of course, me too. I think I made that pretty clear. It's kind of funny. Nick and I did a video on rewriting the Snyderverse. To be clear, I like it. We were just trying to see if we could address like some legitimate criticisms of the Snyderverse. Here's how we would do that. But when Nick said, okay, so are we going to rewrite Zack Snyder's Justice League? And I'm like, why? It's a perfect film. There's no reason to rewrite that one. And Lawrence, I've seen those same people, but if it comes out in animation, they'll still accept it. They'll accept it, and they'll accept it in Love, Death, and Robots animation style specifically. Yeah. What's up, Dave the Impaler?
What's up, Dave? I'm certainly open to animation, but I do want to see realistic CGI.
Yeah, Love, Death, and Robots, baby. That's the best way. I just saw Taladia, and he thought that was live action.
Yeah. This is why like you make the perfectly good sense of animation.
Yeah, because I get what people think when they hear animation. They think it's like 2D and stuff. No. There are plenty of realistic animations that looks fan-freaking-tastic.
Yes. So, but yeah, like Jay Oliva's tweet, guys, don't be negative about what he said.
Don't attack him.
Don't be negative about it. Don't be positive about it. Take it on the positive side, because like Jay Oliva isn't in, like, he's a guy that does
he's
animation.
On our side. Let me put it that way. I'm sure he wants to do more. I'm sure he would love to do more Snyderverse stuff. He just asks us to be realistic, because I agree with him that it's not all going to come back. And also, here's a word of advice I'm going to give you guys. Okay, when you see people that are like toxic and like really annoying, don't engage with them.
Yeah,
Don't
especially
completely ignore them.
especially those people that do that mouth talking, whatever it is.
I blocked that account. That was the stupidest thing in the world. And I actually put in the comments, he probably blocked me. You're making us look like jokes.
Yeah.
You got to stop doing, because what they don't realize is that what they do applies to all of us. All of us.
All of us agreed, yeah. Um, but yeah, like Jay Lever is like one cool dude. He isn't a bad person, so don't go attacking him. Don't be negative to him and say, look, hey, you don't know what you're saying. He knows what he's saying. He knows he isn't right far up his butt. And Lawrence says, well, hit the block button. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the thing with the Jay Leave It thing. It could be true as far as he knows. Because it could be like they're having these conversations and he just hasn't heard about it yet. He can only testify to what he himself knows, which is a lot. I'm not saying he doesn't know what he's talking about, but I'm just saying he could be correct from his standpoint. Actually, Dave, what happened was that when you combine both hashtags, it gets to 300,000, over 300,000. Which,
yeah,
that is more than I thought it was. Honestly, that's more than I thought it was going to get to. I'm just going to be very honest with you on that.
It's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That the Snyderverse made that much trending. You love Jay Oliva? Yeah.
Oh, yes. Anyone that watches any DC animated project.
I mean, he did the Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2
which was straight up book to page to screen. The Dark Knight Returns, literally page to screen.
And that's what
he oversaw the DeCamu, which we're talking about later on today on my channel.
Yeah, we'll talk about the DeCamu. Okay, but the Tomorrowverse. Yeah, I had a really good thought.
Mm-hmm.
If they did animation, why if they put the Tomorrowverse actors into the Snyderverse?
Well, here's the thing: they don't have to, because he and Nick brought this up on Comics League, and it's actually a really good point. Here's the advantage of doing it live, animated. It's less of a commitment from the actual actors, because you could have Ben, Gal, and everyone just do the voice actor, because all it requires is you to speak into a microphone for an afternoon. Just read off the lines, obviously act and stuff. Just do your voice acting. It takes an afternoon to read through all the lines for both movies, and then you just send it. You're good to go.
Yeah, but I think they will, have Jensen Ackles come in to play that Batman.
Nope. Mm-mm.
It'd be cool. It would be cool.
It would be cool, but I'm just saying the best way to go, if you can, get the actors.
Yeah.
Because they'll do it. They'll do it.
They'll do it, but
it's more likely you'll get Ben back in too. I still think if Snyder came and asked, Ben would come back as Batman for these two movies, but it's more likely you could also get Ben back, because all he has to do is sit in a booth and record stuff.
Exactly. So, we're like 42 minutes in. So like guys, like we said, don't harass Jay Oliva on Twitter. That sends a very bad sign. But we're coming up to the 2 years of the Snyderverse.
And real quick, do not harass James Gunn. Do not
harass this dude. Don't harass him.
And going off of what you said, the 2-year anniversary of the Snyderverse, do you mind if I announce something real quick?
Go on.
So March 18th is the anniversary of the Snyder Cut releasing, right?
Yeah.
Well, I can announce I'm gonna set this up on Comics League. Instead of doing movie night that day, because it's a Saturday, I'm gonna do a celebration of the Snyderverse live stream where maybe we can get Sil, we can get a lot of the other people that are really plugged in with this community, and just talk about how much we love the Snyderverse movies and such.
Why don't we set up an AFS I can't even say it. American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
We could talk
Uh,
about that too. But really, what it is just trying to bring in a positivity towards the Snyderverse movement, just talking about, hey, we love these movies. We're not gonna talk. We're not gonna harp on the DCU. We're just gonna talk about how much we love the Snyderverse. That's it.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. And on top of that, guys, it's we gotta say this right now, right? Like the the Snyderverse is going in a good direction, but don't just say we want the Superman film and don't say we want Man of Steel 2,
No.
the Batman. No, because that's asking for way too much. I think
Now, here's the thing. It's more as impossible as those two projects are, at least, more likely animation. Everything
I
is
mean
more likely animation.
yeah, anything is more likely animation because it's more cheaper.
I'm saying if I have to choose, I'll take the Zack Snyder's JL 2 and 3 is live action and the other stuff in animation. That's fine. That's what I'll. If that's all I get, yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a celebration to bring more positivity. I'll see if I can get like Enosh from the Poindexter Lounge, more people in the community to really bring the audience in.
Yeah, and like there won't be bashing of each other.
Nope. Mm-mm.
No, we're not having that. We're gonna have like community together celebrating one simple thing, which is the Snyder Cut. And
Because hell, I play it at the beginning of all my videos. Us United. That's it.
yeah, yeah. So guys, make sure you do subscribe to Comics League on YouTube. Try and get him up to 500 subs. He's almost there.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, it would be great to do that. Um, but yeah, let's move on quickly to before we end it on a high note. Let's hold on. We got a comment. Dave says attacking people isn't going to bring them back to
Mm-hmm.
Snyderverse. If anything, the opposite. Be civil.
Like if you
Yes.
see, let me put it this way: if you see like the usual people blasting the Snyderverse and ignore and like being toxic, just block them. Just block them and ignore. Do not engage these people
Yeah. Pretty much. If you
because that's
see
what they
people,
want. That's what they want, honestly.
and it's like what Jared has said, right? Just focus on two projects, Justice League 2 and 3. And if we focus on that, we could possibly get that, right?
Mhm.
Then we can focus on other projects. Because if you ask for everything, you aren't going to
Mm-mm.
get anything from it. And I know if some of the people that watches our streams, like that are from the community, say that we're trying to be negative about it. No, 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 we're not
Mm-mm.
being negative about it. We're just trying to say that like being a positive outcome, right? Which is the positive outcome
Realistic.
is,
We're giving you a realistic way that this could happen.
and a positive outcome too, because this way you can still get the Snyderverse on Netflix
Mhm.
still, but in a really good format. So yeah, if people still you move on, don't reply. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
So
Just
like
block
we're
those
coming.
people, and it'll be all these people want, including the toxic minority in the Snyder community, because it's a minority. It's very clearly a toxic minority. Block these people and just move on. That's it.
Yes.
Do not comment. Do not engage with these people. Just block.
Yep. And I've just done that to that guy as well. Blocked him
Mm-hmm.
on uh on Twitter. That guy
Mm-hmm.
who does the voice or whatever.
Me too, because that is not helping at all.
No, but James Gunn though, I think what's it James Gunn? James Gunn tweeted out something though earlier this week. I don't know if you saw. Where is it?
Is that about
Uh,
Superman?
yeah, Superman. Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel, Superman created this picture of 1942 with
42.
1942 image. Yeah.
Oh yeah, with Brainiac, because he already said Brainiac's gonna be the villain of Superman
No, no,
Legacy.
he says brain and then thunder, lightning.
Can you share that?
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't think I've seen that yet.
Hold on 1 second.
By the way, and I just want to say, for those of you that are watching, like, comment, subscribe to Taladia's channel. He does good work.
I appreciate it.
Has it been confirmed that Affleck is returning for Brave and the Bold? Not as Batman, but maybe as a director.
Do you see it?
Joe Sousa and Jerry Cecil shoot. Oh yeah. Because he's talking about those are the two guys who created Superman. Fantastic.
Yeah. And this was on the 15th, just a couple of days ago.
And I will see this. When you read his tweets about Superman as a character and what the character means to him, he gets it.
He gets this. But there was teasers from James Gunn, though, that we could talk about.
Yeah, okay. Let's do it.
James Gunn teases Brainiac. He teases Nightwing. And I think who else was it? It was Brainiac.
It was a couple of characters, and he said 10 of the characters that could be in James Gunn's DCU, and he goes 5 of those are correct.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you pull up that image, we can go around and get. I guarantee you, Nightwing is one of them because he talks with the Bat family.
I don't have that image.
I got it. I'll pull it up for you. All right, so let me do.
Guys, this is why I love working with this guy, Comics League. I'm
all prepped. I'm like Batman. I got prep time, baby. Let me see.
Has it even been confirmed that Affleck isn't returning to Brave and the Bold? It's rumored.
Very rumored. Hang on, I'm trying to find it. Where is this? Maybe it's something I liked. Because I saw it yesterday that he actually commented on it and said 5 of those are correct. So let me see this. Hang on. And hang on. While I look, okay, so let me see here. All right, I'm just going through my past tweets to see if I like that. I should have, because otherwise I think I know where else to find it. I'm used to being a sleuth. I'm an internet sleuth, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And let me try this because I know he at least commented on it. Let me go to his account. Go to okay, here we go. I got it. Present, share screen. Where was this? Okay, here. There you go.
Let me get rid of James Gunn's banner.
Hang on. I'll do this. I'll do this. Make the image, and I'll make the image much larger.
5 will do.
Yeah, so the characters he has that are part of this list are Dick Grayson, Nightwing. We knew that.
Oh. Before we move on, we're gonna introduce our next guest.
Oh,
he brings the heat in J Heat. That is J Heat 75.
Hello,
J Heat.
What's up?
So we're talking about which characters, because there was this list, which characters should join James Gunn's DCU next, and then like he said, well, 5 of 10 do, implying that 5 of these are correct.
Why the bloody hell am I at number 10?
I don't know, Constantine. No one takes you seriously. But so we got Nightwing, Martian Manhunter, Lobo, Brainiac. We already know Brainiac. Deathstroke, Constantine, Mr. Freeze, the Court of Owls, Zatanna, and Jason Todd. So, who do you guys think are part of this list?
Brainiac for sure.
Yeah, Brainiac. I say Nightwing.
Yeah.
Nightwing most definitely. Jason Todd, I would argue you say for Phase or Chapter 2. He's definitely sequel material.
But here's the problem with that, though. He's starting with Damian being Robin.
Okay, Nightwing's already grown into his own. Jason dies and comes back, and Tim Drake, you either skip him or he's with the Titans. That's an easy fix.
Yeah.
Thank you,
To
Lord.
play yes, we all do. When we do like audio comics on the show, he will play Constantine. That's
Yeah, and I'll be Superman because
no,
I am
I'm gonna be Superman.
No, I'm Superman.
You could be Superboy.
No, I'm Superman. Get
No,
it
I already
right.
called. Hey, it's gonna be on my channel.
No,
So
back-
You're
decide.
Superman. You're Superman. You're Superman. I'm Superman. Are there any other Superman I should know about?
No, I'll tell you what, Talida, you can play Ultraman.
What about
Look,
the Injustice?
That's
Superman?
the perfect role for Tom Taylor.
All right, you can play. I'll tell you what, you can be John Kent Superman. How's that?
No, no, because that would get Tevye all in the giddy.
But yeah, so yeah, I think it's gonna. My picks, who I think he's talking about, are Martian Manhunter,
Yeah,
Nightwing,
yeah.
Brainiac,
Maniac. Mhm.
Deathstroke, and Jason Todd. Oh, actually, no, I want to change that. Instead of Deathstroke, either John Constantine or Zatanna, because they recently completely canceled that Justice League Dark movie, and I'm thinking could be because they have their own plans with the characters.
Maybe.
No, but they're doing John Constantine with Keanu Reeves.
True. So probably Zatanna.
Yeah,
Hmm.
interesting.
Deathstroke could definitely be a standalone.
So this was a IGN what?
It was an IGN poll, I believe. IGN readers have spoken.
Oh, okay. It's hard for Lawrence to pick 5.
Yeah, I know, because there's so many great characters that I want to see.
But I think Brainiac for Superman Legacy makes sense.
Well, yeah.
Because
unless Matt Reeves does it first, I'd argue the Court of Owls is a trilogy in of itself because you got Court of the Owls, Night of the Owls, and then the Parliament of Owls / Robin War.
Mhm.
So that's a trilogy in of itself.
But I believe James Gunn will use Brainiac because nobody else is going to use it, right?
Well, he is. It's confirmed that Brainiac is the villain for Superman Legacy.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
Who do I want to play Brainiac?
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston.
Daniel Craig.
That's a good secondary choice.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I could see that.
Daniel Craig to play the former Bond actor playing Brainiac.
If you couldn't get Jason Momoa to play Lobo, who would you cast? If you couldn't get Jason Momoa,
Dave Bautista.
No.
No.
Batista's too big. No, he's too skinny for that.
Oh.
He doesn't have the frame for it.
That's a hard one. That's a real hard one. Not
Who
gonna
could
lie.
play Batista? And who could Batista play?
Well,
Maybe
Hugo
Martian
Strange.
Manhunter. He has the frame for it.
Hugo Strange. He
Is
could
it because he's bald?
no, because he looks like Hugo Strange, right?
Kind of. Particularly when he wears glasses.
Yeah. Plus, I think Batista as an action star. Ooh, I just had the good one. Batista as Green Lantern.
Which one?
Jon Stewart.
No.
Either not Jon Stewart.
You
Not
mean
that
Gary
one.
Gardner?
The bold one, the bold Jon Stewart from the Justice League animated.
No, I can't see him playing John.
It would be cool though.
Yeah, but I'm like,
I will concede he has the frame for it, but with the current Hollywood climate, I don't think they're not gonna do that, man.
Yeah, Lawrence said, Dave says Benedict Cumberbatch.
How would
You know,
they just use the dude they used in Krypton because he nailed it?
I gotta show you a video after the stream, right? I gotta show you a video. I can't show it on stream. It's a movie where Benedict Cumberbatch literally made his name from in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good thing.
Mhm.
Oh, Batista for Atrocitus.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That I could see. Absolutely.
Thanks, Dave. You come up with a really good one.
Dave has the best fan castings.
Yes.
Now, who would make a good Guy Gardner?
Who makes a good Guy
Chris
Gardner?
Pratt.
Nah,
No.
Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's a Booster Gold guy. He's not a Guy Gardner guy. You gotta remember, Guy Gardner's a redhead,
And asshole. Don't forget asshole.
and he's an asshole. Yes.
That's part of his character. Who would they gender bend Amber Heard into Guy Gardner?
Too
No,
easy.
Too
Too
easy.
easy.
Because
Amber Heard would fit it though, but too easy.
she
Oh.
fulfills both those categories.
I just had to thought.
Who?
Oh, you know who could play Jessica Cruz?
Who?
What's her name? Zoe Saldana. What her name is?
You could pull it off.
She could. By the way, I think I got a good one. Glenn Powell. He played Bagman in Top Gun Maverick.
Oh yeah.
Tell me that dude was not basically being Guy Gardner that entire damn movie.
Yeah, that was Guy Gardner. That was
Yes.
definitely Guy Gardner.
Zatanna makes a Swamp Thing appear.
They have to.
They
They
have
They
to.
have to.
And they
They
have to
have to.
lead to a Justice League Dark movie, please.
Yes. So James Gunn's got a pretty nifty list, right? I wonder who Batista could. I wonder who could play Guy
Now,
Gardner.
Now, Jason Ackles would make the perfect Jason Todd. Now,
He's
I don't.
Batman though. He's Batman.
Wait, was that confirmed that he's Batman, or was that just for
Yes,
the
he is.
Smoothverse?
No, he is.
He's in the Tomorrowverse.
He'd be too busy doing that compared to.
But animation, you're mostly doing voiceover.
But it could confuse people who know.
Yeah, they don't want that. That he could do. I could see him do gaming though.
Yeah, voiceover for the games.
Because
Yeah.
he has that Batman voice.
So he can take over from. No, I know people will say, "Oh, he can't. Nobody can take over Henry Conroy," but they can. Literally, they can't replace him.
The show must go on.
Well, they can. The way it works is that they walk into a voice booth and just record lines. That's how they take over. So they actually can.
Okay, I will play devil's advocate. If you want to actually create an Injustice 3 game and complete the trilogy, all you have to do is filter the voice to make it sound as close to Kevin Conroy as digitally possible.
But you can.
But you know what? If we're talking about Injustice, did you guys see the Injustice comic is getting a run?
Well, yeah, because John Kent is going to the Injustice universe because that's how you know they don't have any more ideas.
And it's a pity series.
What's kind of funny is that there was an old saying at Marvel that if we ever crossed over the Ultimate universe with the main one, then a crossover between those two is the personification of creative bankruptcy.
Oh, we reached that. We reached that when we had all new, all different.
Lawrence says he hopes. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yes, he needs to play Booster Gold.
If you couldn't get Chris Pratt, who would be a close second?
Glenn Powell.
Dominic Greenwood.
I see him more as a Ted Cord.
All right.
Dominic, what's his name? Gyllenhaal from Star Wars.
He could pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
He could pull it off.
I mean, he did a great job as the spy in the Star Wars sequel trilogy, right?
Arguably one of the good characters in the sequel trilogy.
Where's my "Why did you say that name" quote?
I got it.
Why did you say that name?
Thank you.
Nostalgia aside, can we all just agree that they were bad movies? It's about time we admitted it.
Yep, we can.
You can. But just the character, we're just talking about the guy, because I can't remember the guy's proper name.
General Hux, something like that.
Yeah. Right.
I can't see him playing Booster Gold. No, I can't.
Not as Booster Gold.
No, he would make a good Guy Gardner.
Oh, Dave brings up a good point. Powell could be good as Hal Jordan.
Hal Jordan's pretty easy to cast.
Yeah, Hal Jordan.
Or just tell, hey, Ryan Reynolds, you interested?
Come back, Ryan Reynolds, come back.
You know he'd do it.
He would do it.
He so would, and he tease it in Deadpool, he picks up a Green Lantern script. Oh, okay.
So
you're a real glutton for punishment, aren't you?
Yeah, before we move on quickly, did you hear about the Suicide Squad Killer Justice League tie-in comics?
I had heard rumors about it, but nothing concrete.
Yeah. And they're coming out. They're starting to come out
in
like
May.
the week, but after the game comes out.
I just feel like that game's going to be a dud. Even if it is Kevin Conroy's swan song, they officially confirmed that the Justice League is going to be. They essentially just turned into a games version of Flashpoint, where the Justice League dies, Brainiac conquers Earth, and then Barry creates a Flashpoint trying to essentially to reboot the Arkhamverse. And I'm just like, this. I have not seen a complete mismanage of games since Avengers 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Like you already have a post Batman Bat Family game, and you don't set in the Arkhamverse. The structure was right there.
And you had you could have had the name recognition too.
Yeah, you could have had the name recognition, but because WB wanted to make it an RPG, they wanted to make it a live service game.
You still could though.
No, they made it. They make every game now. WB is making every game live service.
Warner Brothers is just incompetent. I'm just going to go ahead and
Thank you. Oh, we've known that since Justice League.
We've known that for a long time, that they're incapable of keeping up a DC great again, right? Yeah. So like I don't know if you heard as well, Jay, as well, like when we talked about the Flash earlier, right? Your thoughts on the trailer?
It's good. Keaton Batman is back. Obviously going to steal the show, but Flash fans might not enjoy it, but structure-wise, it's going to do what it's supposed to do.
How much money do you think it'll make?
$1 billion.
I would say 800 million, the 800, 900 range.
To $1 billion.
Okay, cool.
Nostalgia can only go so far, Jared.
If it's Michael Keaton, normally I would say so, but we're talking about Michael Keaton's Batman here. So you have regular people going, Michael Keaton's in this movie.
So yeah, before we finish up, guys, here, if you got any last minute questions or anything on what we talked about, put them in the comment section or in the chat, and we'll reply to it. But the last topic is DC gaming, and yes, I've heard some good news on WB Montreal's second game, which is I've heard WB Montreal's second game is a single player game. It's not going to be multiplayer. A single player experience.
I wonder who's going to be a feature in that game. I wonder who.
I told Jared what it might be, right? And that what it could entail for the suit.
So is it just a black suit Superman or is
no?
This like...
It'd be like the New 52.
Oh, okay.
In which case, I'm all for that.
Okay.
It'll keep him happy. Trust me, right? Because if you think about it, Gotham Knights is a New 52 universe. If you think about it.
Wait.
Right?
No.
Where are you going with this?
What makes you think that?
Because the Court of Owls was never involved in the Arkhamverse.
Oh, it was New 52 inspired. I'm not faulting that.
But no, because Batman is older than he was in the New 52.
True. No, but this one he looks younger.
And not to mention, if they really wanted to save or crap out a sequel for Gotham Knights, they could easily just have Bruce brought back by a Lazarus Pit or something along those lines.
I'm not convinced he killed him at the end of that game. I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I'm not convinced either. But they're not gonna go back to the IP anyway. They're not gonna go back to a Batman or Bat family centered game. They're gonna focus on other characters. And I think Superman is the front runner for that. Superman, my boy, Superman.
Thank you. About damn time.
Because it's a single player game, and he's the only character that hasn't had a game where Monolith is doing Wonder Woman, and so on and so forth. Flash will pass. Dave says Flash will probably pass 1 billion. The Mario movie will probably even do better than that.
Well, I would argue Mario's going to do 2 or 3 billion. And this is not what we got in the 90s.
You know, it'd be hilarious. This would never happen. But imagine if Mario makes more than Avatar.
Yes, this.
That's very okay. I'm just gonna say it. It was mid, James Cameron. It was mid.
No, but it'd be hilarious. James Cameron gets defeated by Mario.
That's
No.
not even that big of a burn. Mario's been iconic
Yeah,
for almost 30 years.
No, but I mean, for James Cameron, it'll be a burn because I think that dude has an ego that could give Ego the Living Planet a run for his money.
I'd argue The Rock, but that's a separate conversation.
Dave says there's a rumor of Multiverse is winding down. Yes, Multiverse is winding down. There's not been any DLC for that game. That game is literally dead.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I give it
Dead.
6 months before it falls off completely.
Yeah. Lawrence says I'm going every single DC movie TV show that coming out.
I think he's
Cool.
going to watch everyone. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the idea. Yep, it will. It will.
Uh,
It will pass $1 billion. It's going to make $1 billion. No questions. Yep.
No ask, yeah. No questions asked because it's got Michael Keaton. That's simply it.
Yeah.
Got
Michael Keaton and Affleck in a movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, how big? Okay, quick shout. I don't know if y'all covered this already, but quick shout out to Snyder Queen. She did a tremendous campaign
We did.
on for Trending Day on Valentine's Day. So shout out to her.
If you're watching this, we love you, Snyder Queen.
Yes, we love you, Snyder Queen.
Wonder Bad and all. And Jared, you cannot kick me off here.
Because it's still on my channel, baby.
That was for yesterday.
So yeah, guys. Yeah. So from what I've heard, is WB Montreal's second game is a single player. It's a single player game. Hey, Mama Bear, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Mads, make sure you guys do subscribe to Mama Bear. By the way, she makes fantastic art.
Okay, Lawrence, now you're just being a kiss up.
Thanks, Lawrence.
You're welcome to be on the panel. You don't have,
Yeah.
you have to quote Super Wonder so hard. We could have you on the panel.
Yeah, we can have you on the panel if you want, Lawrence. I'll send you an invite. There you go. Lawrence is in the chat. But yeah, Mama, make sure you guys do subscribe to Mama Bear. She does some fantastic artwork, guys. I watch her stream whenever I'm doing my own thing, and I make sure that she comes on when she's on my monitor. I'm playing games. I just listen to, watch the artwork, and she does fantastic stuff. So I recommend you subscribe to her channel, give her a follow on Twitter, and also whatever she does, just get up to at least 300, 400 subs, guys. If you can do that, that'd be great. And no problem, Mama Bear. We love you, all right? You know that from us in the Still Nation community. We love to support everyone in the community. Who's is that? 1 second. What's that,
That's
Jay
mine.
Heat?
That's my
Okay.
YouTube channel. Please like, comment, subscribe.
Okay, so this is Jay Heat's as well. Jay Heat's YouTube page as well. He's trying to, regrow his YouTube page. He's only up to 122. Let's see, get him up to 200, guys. He's a big Dragon Ball Z and Star Wars fan and anime stuff. So if you're into that type of thing,
And here's
recommend.
mine. I just hit 450.
Thank
Congratulations,
you.
Jared.
Thank you for doing that, guys.
You guys are dope.
So yeah, you guys are awesome. That is Comics League's YouTube page. But that being said, though, guys, WB Montreal's next game, single player, Superman's front runner, and it's on Unreal Engine 5. And we got Lawrence. Welcome, Lawrence.
Dude.
Hey,
What's up?
what's up?
What's up? So,
What'd you
So what
think
do
of the Flash trailer?
Man, it was amazing.
There you go. There you
Oh.
go.
But Michael Keaton's boy sound like Batman from the Eminent movie. Animation.
animation movie?
Yeah.
Wait, Mask of the Phantasm or from BTAS?
I don't know if I'm like all of them. Like he sound like Batman.
Okay,
Yeah, that's true. He does.
he does. He does.
He does, yeah. And what is your thoughts on Suicide Squad Killer Justice League tie-in comics?
Mm.
Not big-
Not really a big fan of that.
You're not a big fan of it? Okay.
No.
And the Snyderverse? I know you're a big fan of the Snyderverse, so
Yeah, anything is possible.
okay. And Jay Oliva,
Yeah.
obviously we talked about Jay Oliva. You got any comments on to him?
Yeah, and anything can happen.
Yep.
Okay. And yeah, there's so much things we got planned up. In about a couple of hours time though, myself, Jared, Jay Heat, we'll be doing movie night. We'll be talking about what are we talking
It's a
about?
double feature.
Double
Justice
feature.
League versus the Elite, Superman versus the Elite, and then it's going to be Batman versus Robin from DeCamo.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yes, so great.
Yeah,
Court
so
of
you gotta
Owls,
tune in
baby.
for that. You guys gotta tune in for that. So you guys make sure you do subscribe to Comics League on his YouTube page. That's in the chat, guys. But before we finish up, guys, I'd like to say a big thank you to all you guys that support my YouTube page and help me get up to at least 280 or plus, maybe 290 if we reach 290. And as well, guys, I will be doing more streams. I got a stream coming up tomorrow on my Twitch page, which is twitch.tv/Taladia Plays, with myself and my co-host DC Comics Gamer, where we'll cover everything in DC from the worlds, from DC, from James Gunn to gaming to TV show, because the Flash TV show just recently happened, and I think if you want to talk about it, we can. Red Death.
Ugh.
Uh,
That's not Red Death. That's not Red Death.
Red Death is
Okay, let me just say this. I'm glad she's getting one last shot, but Batwoman was god awful. There was no
And I'm
saving
sorry,
that.
Red Death is Bruce Wayne.
yeah. So there was the Flash, and then
Even in its last run, they can. Okay, that show's best villains were all speedsters. It's literally same versus same, with the exception of the Thinker. But even then, season four didn't even need to try that hard to be decent.
Well, we all know what happens when the CW tries.
Relatively.
Well, try is a very generous term for whatever the hell the CW does.
Tell that to their core demographic, 55 and older.
Well, let me put it this way. Tell that to whoever the hell is still authorizing Gotham Knights to be released.
I think that's because they didn't want to buy out their contract. They were commissioned for one more season or product. They didn't get it. So instead of buying out their contracts, they just let Green Gotham Knight be crapped out as a one and done.
I would have bought out the contract because that looks like it. You want to talk about stuff that could do damage to DC? It's Gotham Knights.
Yeah, realistic. Someone who actually respects the brand would have just took the buyout and been done with it. But guess that one was too far in production.
James Gunn, you've been canceling a lot of stuff that we want. Can't you just cancel this thing that we all want to be canceled, please?
Yes, please.
Kill it with fire.
Dave says the Flash looks so damn good.
Yeah.
Even people who dislike Ezra say they're going to going to watch it for Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Like I said, Michael Keaton's this movie saving grace.
If it weren't for Michael Keaton, this movie would be dead in the water.
And it's weird how the Flash show never really did the full Central City Rogues team.
A lot of that was due to licensing issues.
Well, and also that's just because the Flash show is actually very comic inaccurate, as was the rest of the CW, but that's besides the point.
Yeah. Before we finish up, we're gonna give you guys the floor. So whatever you guys got coming up besides the Comics League movie night and whatever you got coming up, Jay Heat, we'll let you guys have the floor now. Jared, you go first.
All right. So what I got coming up is currently out right now on Under Two Capes is Nick and I did a rewrite of the Snyderverse. Well, not all the Snyderverse movies, but we redid some scenes in Man of Steel. We redid the tornado scene, and then in BVS we basically redid like the entire second half of the movie because we agreed that Doomsday should not be like a one and done villain, but that's besides the point. To be clear, we like these movies. We were just trying to see, okay, so with this actual criticism that is legitimate, how would we redo this? So that was the purpose of that. Next week for Indie Wednesday, I'm covering Crossover Volume 2, or whatever indie book people want me to cover. And in terms of Monday, I'm most likely going to cover why Wonder Bat makes no sense because that was a user suggested topic, and that gives me a lot of attention. Plus the fact I'm all for. I will publish gigabytes upon gigabytes of videos disproving Wonder Bat. Particularly to stick it to Bruce Timm, because if you've heard his comments about the whole Batcest thing, he said, there's always been like a attraction between Batman and Batgirl. And I'm like, no, you're just a creep.
To be fair, it was one-sided. Even in B-Test, it was established that Batgirl had an internal attraction to Bruce.
No, but the way that Bruce Timm had it understood it is that it was mutual. And I'm like, no,
that was purely one-sided.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't. That's another reason why I don't take Wonder Bat as legitimate, because he pushed it in his show, and this is the same guy that tried to push Batman and Batgirl. I'm like, nope, sorry, undermines your argument.
But Wonder Bat had solid chemistry, though.
Arguably, it didn't. And stay tuned for my video where I put that out. That'll be really fun.
Okay, and
I'll watch that for sure.
Yes, thank you.
And Jay, what have you got coming up?
Well, for me, I'm going to start uploading videos again. I kind of took a week off due to schoolwork. I'm pursuing my master's, so. But other than that, just the usual Star Wars uploads, my Screecher review. Every time, it's just with Susan stepping down and all the other. They're literally trying to rework everything since her departure. So hopefully I can get that Screecher review out soon. But if worse comes to worse, I'll just post a recording of it, just a short recording of it rather than trying to go live. But stay tuned for that. Episode 2. Hopefully, to Lady, if you're willing, we can try to re-record the Dragon Ball one we tried to do, which originally got copyrighted. Yeah. And Attack on Titan for episode 3. Jared, if you're down.
Yep. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Lawrence, what have you got coming up? I guess he's not there.
Okay.
But like I said, guys, I've got
And by Mama Bear Art Doll makes my point. You can't ship anyone with Batman because everything comes second to his mission of saving the city.
2 words. The Silver Age.
2 words. Not canon anymore. That's just 3 words.
Yeah, that's 2 words.
3 words. I was like, wait a second. I meant to say not canon, and then for some reason I added the anymore thing. So I'm like, correction, 3 words.
Dave made a good
point.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let me explain this. The Killing Joke originally was to target and push Jim Gordon over the edge. Barbara was purely collateral damage in that scenario. They literally referenced and added Wonder Bat in just to pad 30 minutes.
Which there are other ways that they could pad 30 minutes. I'm just saying.
Yes. But before we finish, I just want to say I've got a video planned maybe for next week, talking about the Suicide Squad comic tie-in, and what I think about it, and also I'll be talking my theories. I might do a video on the theory video, or I might not. It depends how I feel about DC gaming as the DCU from James Gunn, and what obscure characters they could choose for that. So I might do that, I might not. It depends. Dave says every Batman romance should be bittersweet.
Yeah, it will not last.
Yeah, and Mama Bear, obviously, what Mama Bear says is, well, I can't disagree with Mama Bear. She's right. Sorry, Snyder Queen.
Aha!
On that note, we're gonna hop out here. Okay, the only way the Bat romance could work if he retires and gives up the car for her.
Which he ain't doing that.
He ain't doing that, Jay. He ain't doing that.
Or is too incapacitated. Because remember, in the Dark Knight trilogy, he was kind of forced to retire and fake his death.
Which you went with Catwoman, which is the logical ship for Batman.
Batman is better off single.
Well, yeah, I agree with you, but I'm saying if we have to do anyone, Catwoman is right there.
They literally tried it in the comics.
But that was just editorial screwing the pooch.
So on that bombshell, I've been your host, Eladia Plays. That's been my co-host, Comics League and also Jay Heat. Guys, make sure you subscribe to both these guys, including myself. And guys, we will be later on Comics League for movie night. We'll be talking about Superman versus the Elite, and what is it?
And Batman versus Robin,
Batman.
otherwise known as the introduction of the Court of Owls into Camu.
Yeah, introduction of Court of Owls. But until then, stay safe out there. Leave a like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Hit on the post notification because when a video or a live stream does go live, you will be notified. So until then, stay safe out there. Hold on. We just got a comment right here.
Wonder Bat and Catwoman, but nothing comes above his revenge.
Well, he outgrows his revenge thanks to the Bat family, but that's a separate conversation.
No, but it's still, even with the Bat family, his sole focus is the mission for Gotham. He was not going to go with anything that distracts him from that.
And Dave the Impaler made a good comment too.
When Batman retires in some universe, he can settle down with Selina.
Yeah, he settles down with Selina.
All right. And on that note, guys, so we'll see you guys later.
For movie night.
For movie night. So until then,